Beebee, Ruby, Hustlecat, we are in deep doubt about our cat girlfriend, which is probably a good call. A good call. Ruby is asleep, she's snoring, her butt is in my armpit. What more could you want? Hay says, Avery, please don't be upset. Huh? You look so angry, he says. Oh, I do? Sorry, I was just thinking about something. Oh, did I wake you up? Oh my goodness. She just gave the most put out sigh because she had to turn over. What are you doing, huh? Hang on, time out. Sorry, Ruby. What's up? What's up, huh? She's fine. Okay. Hayes doesn't look convinced. Not surprising. I'd never been good at hiding my anger. Landry says, well, I'm gonna get to work. Hayes, will you help me prep? Landry and Hayes head into the back. As they go, I notice their low murmuring and stolen glances. Ooh, let them gossip. Everyone does around here. Ooh. I was going to say catty. That's not quite right, is it? I sullenly reload the napkin holder, staring out the window the whole time. Why is my hand covered in salt? Huh, guess I knocked the shaker over. Didn't even notice. Aw, crap. I flick the salt off my hand and pick up the shaker. I didn't break it, did I? Avery! Landry. Ah! I pitch the shaker in surprise. It clatters against the floor, and now it's definitely broken. Landry says, Avery, she's here! Salt cascades onto the floor. Now I've got more cleanup to do. Landry says, I don't have to cook after all. She's getting prepped. We say, did she say what happened? Or where she was? Or there's still a part of me that's hoping, in spite of myself, that maybe something else came up. That maybe I had a run-in with a different crooked tail cabbie. Cabbie? Tabby. A cabbie tabby. Landry says, I didn't ask. I'm sure she has her reasons. Wouldn't be like her to just play hooky. But clawing my hand isn't like her either, is it? I leave the leaky salt shaker where it lies. I need to see her. Just leave poor Landry to clean up your mess again. There she is, chopping veggies like nothing happened. There's Hayes scrambling around to ready pots and pans. Are you sure? Here's what we know, based on our evidence, other than the fact that she bit us. The one that she seems to get along best with and seems to have the closest relationship with is Hayes, who is the most easily startled marshmallow peep of like the entire team here. So like she cannot be that unfairly vicious or impatient or mean, because otherwise they just simply would not get along. I am believing he would be afraid of her, and he's not. He trusts her. So I'm thinking we've got some extenuating circumstances. This is just based on my casual observation of the workplace. So, although I could be making excuses, because she do be fine. He says, are you sure you feel okay? If you're sick, you shouldn't fuss over work. We wouldn't want to get germs on the food. Not that you're germ-filled. Mason says, not sick. Hay says, okay, as long as everything is all right. Oh, Avery, I guess you heard. Mason freezes when she hears my name. She stands still, facing away, shoulders braced. Then she resumes her prep. You should be afraid. Just goes back to work like nothing happened. We say, yeah, just wanted to make sure everything was okay. I want to see her face, know what she's thinking. I try to crane my neck to look, but she whips her head away. I don't get more than a glimpse. I might be reading too much into a split-second glance, but I think I saw guilt. I have to talk to her, or I'm gonna explode. Hey, Mason? Nothing. I've never seen someone so interested in chopping vegetables. We say, Mason, do you hear me, or do I have to ask Hayes to get your attention? Poor Hayes, don't put him in that situation. Can you imagine? He's so highly stressed and he's in the middle of like a couple's tiff. Like, I would lose my fucking mind. Mason says, what? We say, can you help me with something from the basement? See, my hand got all scratched up by some cat. She chopped celery like a public execution. That's a very good sentence. Thank you. After a long, deep breath, she finally turns to me. Shouldn't mess with strays like that, she says. Oh, shit. We say, just come with me. Damn, okay. I'm surprised she lets me drag her by the wrist downstairs. She could easily make this like carrying a stone block down a mountain. Well, physically, she's already doing it emotionally. What? She says. What do you mean, what? What you? What the hell, man? It doesn't have the impact I want, but you try piecing together words when you feel like you're about to boil over. We say, you can't play dumb when you're the one who did it. She says, I panicked. We say, you sure did. Is that your answer every time you get upset? Just take a chunk out of someone? She says, look. We say, you look. Whatever your problem is, you didn't have to hurt me. That's another thing I appreciate about Avery, is when they're mad, they fucking tell you. They will let you know, and they will explain pretty articulately for being so emotional what the issue is, which I do appreciate. And one thing I do appreciate about Mason's story here is that, like, she absolutely was in the wrong for what she did, but you communicate like adults. Like, she explains what happened and why, but she also apologizes, which is the key part of the communication, is not just, I'm sorry, with no explanation of, like, what actually went down, but, like, helping to understand so that you can do better next time. At least that's how it works in my family. So we say, you didn't have to hurt me. She says, I didn't mean to. We say, no, that's weak. Weak sauce. I thought we were cool. But oh no. But if you're just gonna bully me, she says, think that's new? That I'm not used to hearing that? Go ahead. I get it from everyone. We say, oh no, you don't get to hide behind that. That doesn't work for me. Why do you push? She says, I didn't ask for this. Thought we had something nice, but then you push and pry. Give up like everyone else. We say, don't make this about you unless you're going to do it to apologize. She says, told you it was an accident. I'm sorry, okay? We say, ugh, I can't have this conversation with you right now. I need to go. It's okay. I storm. Don't panic. I'm here with you. I storm upstairs, shutting out whatever response she might have had for me. I'm making more noise than I expected. Thanks, cheap old wooden steps. Good. Let everyone hear it. Let everyone know that I, Avery Gray, am mad. I don't stop storming until I'm outside. You're at work. You're at work. If Landry and Hayes didn't hear me before, I'm sure they hear me slam the door. I can't stay here. I want them to know I'm mad, but that doesn't mean I want to talk about it. I need some air. But where do I go? If I go home, I won't come back. Maybe I'll walk in circles until I forget everything about scruffy orange cats. I stare at the ground as I walk, forcing my focus on the cracks in the asphalt, the scuffs on the side of my shoe, anything to distract. It works a little. At least I don't feel like punching my heart anymore. Punching your heart? I should have paid more attention to where I was going. Look where I ended up. I love making things worse for myself. The owner's still here reading a book. I still have no idea what I'm doing. I stand still in the doorway. Good plan. Store owner says, close the door. Only after the door fails to jingle does he look up. He looks like he's about to say something else, but stops. I can feel his eyes on my bandaged hand. The store owner says, you're that kid from earlier. Are you all right? We say, yeah, I don't know what I did, but that cat sure didn't like it. Don't worry, I'm not mad or disgruntled or anything. Not at him, at least. Close the door, he says. What about my cat? That's what I would say. This time I oblige and step up to the counter. He sets the book down and gives me his full attention. We say, I wanted to, like, apologize for causing trouble, I guess? If I was prying or something. Stoner says, don't matter to me. Sorry she got wild. Guess it happens with strays. She's sweet with me. We say, oh, did you find her somewhere or adopt her or something? The stoner says, don't own her or nothing. Just comes and goes when she wants. Runs off during the day. Always comes back mornings and evenings. Dunno why. Not like I feed her. We say, I think I know the type. He says, how's your hand? It wasn't a deep scratch. It's the principle, you know. You think you know someone, and then the stoner says, So, how do you know Mason? You see her? Oh crap, he's sharp. We say, oh, are you related? I see the resemblance. Same grunt and all. I didn't know that was genetic. He says, my granddaughter. He didn't answer my question. I can't really figure out, wait, hold on. I can't really figure out is how he feels about it. Okay, there's obviously some word missing in this sentence, but we can't figure out how he feels. Is he worried about her, angry, excited? I don't know. He's even harder to read than Mason. We say, oh, I didn't know, we work together. He says, work together. We say, yeah, she's really cool. I like her a lot. Well, usually. He says, is this what you're calling it now? Work? His already frosty demeanor ices over. The way he stares at me makes me nervous. What did I say? Is it because I said I like her? I didn't mean it like that. Well, not really. Not in this particular case. Oh man, I gotta get my thoughts together and yeah, my voice squeaks, keeping it real cool, Gray. We say, though it's also fun, he says another useless delinquent, huh? Like her? What? He says, causing trouble for us decent, hard-working folk. That your idea of work? We say, look, I think you got the wrong idea, sir. I work at a cafe. He's not buying it, and I threw in the sir and everything. What'd she do? Now, I've been reading for about 45 minutes, and no choices have popped up yet. And this is what I'm talking about here. After you kind of hit that decision point where it picks your love interest for the rest of the game, it really kind of takes the narrative out of your hands, which is unfortunate. I just wanted to point that out, but we'll just keep going. We say, what did she do? What do you mean by delinquent? He studies me for what's probably the longest minute to exist in eternity. I'm not sure if he's going to say something, or if I should say something, or if I should even move. I shouldn't move, right? If I ran away, I could never come back, and I'd never learn more about Mason. I'd give anything to have someone break this awkward moment. Oh, she's back. The worst possible someone has shown up. There she is, hackles raised. Stoner says, huh, not like her to show up this time of day. We say, I better go, sorry, before I get bit again. I don't even have time to hope that Mason stayed behind, because there she is at my feet. She says, should have known you'd come back, meddling again. I'm just a meddling kid. With my dog. We say, what, you come back to finish the job? No! That's such an insane thing to say. I show off the bandage with a sneer. Her tail puffs up like static. Don't do this, not here. You want to talk so bad? We'll do it at the cafe, she says. Fine with me. That's just fine with me. It's a long, silent walk back. Curiosity overtakes my anger. What happened between them? I'm sure it's something to do with that delinquent stuff, but I don't know where to start. The bits and pieces of possibilities swirl uselessly in my head. We're back in the basement. We head straight to the basement, barely sparing a nod for Hayes along the way. At least he didn't try to say anything. I wouldn't have known what to tell him. No fucking kidding. This poor kid just witnessed probably the craziest morning that they've had in a while. Mason says, look, sorry. Don't know what else to say, but I mean it. I'm sorry. I really panicked. Wow, she starts right out with that. It takes some wind out of my sails. She's not defensive or combative anymore. She says, but please stop pushing. You aren't going to help. We say, I sort of barged in and messed stuff up, huh? I'm sorry. Is there anything I should know? For stuff like this? So I don't put you in a bad spot again. That's such a good response from Avery, and I really appreciate that they have that maturity to recognize that they also were pretty out of line. We say, though, I don't know where else you'd go as a cat, so maybe it won't come up again. She says, just there, just don't go, it's gonna cause problems. We say, are you still gonna go? She says, I can't see him any other way. We say, your grandpa? Why not call him? I bet he misses you. You could explain that you're busy with work or have another job and invite him to... She says, he wouldn't come. And we're gonna keep mouthing off, but in a well-meaning way in the next episode. Thanks for sticking with me. Take care. Bye 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 bye.